guys, welcome back here. So for the last 30 days, I've been doing this 30-day YouTube channel challenge, and I want to tell you about it because I cannot think of a time or in the last few years that something has made me so happy. And if you would have asked me before the time if it's going to make me happy speaking into a camera, I would have definitely said no. I've never been fond of cameras. I hated a camera since I've been a little girl, and I'm one of 6 siblings, and my mom just used to say if a camera goes on, I would just disappear from the scene. So it's not something I thought that I would like, even though every time I scroll through YouTube, and for the past 13 years, I actually started a channel 13 years ago, and I thought this is something I want to do, but never got around doing it because I just probably the fear of starting new. Do you ever get that feeling that you're just the spectator of your own life? Or do you ever get that feeling when you watch a sport, when they play tennis or they dance and you think, and you sit and you look at it and you think, I wish I could do that. Not necessarily that good, but I wish I could also play tennis. A lot of very positive things happened to me when I started this 30-day YouTube channel challenge, and I want to motivate you today to start. Just start. Not necessarily a YouTube channel, but start the things that you get a nudge for, that you sit watching and think, I should do that. That little nudge. And if you continuously get that nudge, I want to say that I think the universe is telling you something, and that is that you have to start something new. When you stop being just a passive consumer scrolling through everybody else's life, your mind flips into something new, and there's a magical thing that starts to happen. So I was really thinking about why this YouTube channel challenge made me so weirdly happy, because I mean, it's not something that's supposed to make you happy, speaking into a glass screen to someone you don't even know. But yes, so I paid much thought to that. I came to the following 5 conclusions. Number 1 is the tribe. So I have a born deaf and brain injured son, and when he was first diagnosed, they diagnosed him with a very rare white brain matter disease, and they said only 30 people in the world has ever had this. So the first thing I was thinking is, who are those 30 people, and how can I get to know them? If his tribe is only 30 people, or our tribe now is only 30 people small, who are those people? And I want to know my tribe. We all have niche hobbies, or just hyperfixations, or just really real life issues that our normal friends might not care about. But YouTube acts as a lighthouse, standing out like, oh, there's someone else like me. And then you get comments saying, oh, that's also something that I struggle with. So to start YouTube is to start finding a part of your tribe that you never even knew existed. And that's also true for other things. If you cycle, if you start cycling, if you start running, if you start horseback riding, you find a new part of a tribe that you never knew of before, and that feeling of belonging creates genuine, meaningful human connections. Number 2 that I want to tell you about is that flow state that you enter. And that is not something that you can it doesn't just exist. You have to create that. Have you ever been so locked into a project that when 2 hours go by, it feels like it was just 20 minutes? That is not an accident. That's deep psychological flow. When you control the camera, the script, the editing, that is total creative autonomy. And the brain loves this. You release dopamine and your stress lowers because you're not just reacting to life, you're creating something from scratch. When a task pushes you to the edge of your abilities, where it's difficult enough to demand your full attention, but doable enough so that you can make progress, this is the magic spot of the flow state. And that makes you very happy. The number 3 I want to tell you about is the DIY exposure therapy that you're giving yourself. Let's be very honest. It is the weirdest thing to look into this freaking glass thingy here at the front of you, and your brain freaks out a little bit. But every time you do this and every time you upload that video, you expose yourself to exposure therapy. With a YouTube channel, you know someone is probably going to watch this, but like with anything, the more you get exposed, the less it bothers you. Over time, the fear of judgment vanishes, and it's not just on YouTube, it's in real life. You get better with interviews, you get better with connecting with people, you get better with speaking to people. And yes, so that exposure therapy, So the number 4 thing that happened to me was self-efficacy. That is the term of actually believing in your own ability. And not just in your own ability to succeed. When you start your YouTube channel, you have to figure out video editing, thumbnails, all the funniest things you've never heard of before. But every now and again, you look at yourself, hey, I figured this out. And that builds your ability to believe in you succeeding. And the last thing that actually happened to me is that I started externalizing my mind again through journaling. YouTube forces you to just write things down and to organize. We've got a lot of mess happening in our minds, or maybe it's just me, but it forces you to script this ideas. And yes, I haven't been journaling for quite some time, and journaling has a very positive effect on my life. So it forced me to start journaling again. I can really say this 30-day YouTube channel challenge was so refreshing and something new. And if you're wanting to start something, anything new, not just YouTube, this is your sign. I'm telling you now, this is your sign to just go out and start it. There's a new season coming now, and I think it's a season of change and a season of starting something new. I want to motivate you to just start. Press that record button of your life and stop being a spectator and start being a participant in your own life. Okay, that's me for the day. Hope to see you again soon, and stay happy, stay healthy, and stay human. Okay, bye now.